The Great Recession 2.0. How am I protecting my wealth right now? Look, most people still don't get it. They think the economy is fine because stocks are pumping, Bitcoin is holding, or the Fed might cut rates soon. But under the surface, the reality is brutal. Inflation is sticky. Interest rates are crushing growth. Debt is exploding, and the Fed, they are trapped. We are not heading into a soft landing. We are walking straight into the Great Recession 2.0, and almost nobody is ready. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how I am protecting and growing my wealth while everyone else is still in denial. One of the biggest warning signs I saw recently is that we have an analysis from Zero Hedge, which is a magazine or a news channel that focuses in their premium section on informing different investors and traders like myself. And I'm a part of that. And I've seen an article from them where one of their analyses shows us that dumb money, normal people, retail money is very, very bullish in the market, while on the other side, hedge funds, smart money, big investors, people that move the markets are insanely bearish on the market and foresee a very difficult time, especially now upcoming summertime in 2025. So we have an insanely big discrepancy in between retail money that is very, very bullish, especially now with all of the markets having these relief runs and pumping. I mean, the S&P is up again, crypto is up, everything is up again. They are buying into this hype and into this fake pump, while the big ones are just waiting for their short orders to be filled, for all of this dumb money run into their trap to then sell off the market. So I am personally still, by indicators of the market structure, market volatility, tensions, wars, yet there's another war that happened, and we are adding to the Ukrainian-Russian war, to the Palestinian-Israel war. We now have the Pakistani and Indian war. On a global scale, we are insanely destabilizing everything, right? And especially the markets, and I don't like that because all of these signs of war, chaos, and new elections are very bearish for the smart money investors, for the ones that move the markets, the market makers, the banks, but retail seems to be very bullish. And this discrepancy is very dangerous because it seems like retail does not understand this is not just a short correction. This is a more sticky situation that will last a little bit longer, where markets will probably go lower and correct. Right now, the S&P, for example, had a strong rally, a 9 days count of positive days every day, just going up, and we are right now in a re-entry sell. We are in a sell position right now because we are in a sell quadrant in the market, the 50% Fibonacci, and we are seeing it rejecting from there. So it is very bearish. I truly believe that the media is downplaying the risk, even though the numbers look very worth every month, and that is because they want to control the narrative. One more time, you need to understand, and there's a beautiful example back in the times where a big bank came onto a media outlet, a legacy media outlet, and said Bitcoin makes no sense, Bitcoin is bad, Bitcoin should be sold, it has no value. And this very same person was the #1 buyer of Bitcoin once it started to correct, because he made this very big statement about crypto that is obviously negative. So you need to understand that smart money, banks, countries, big investors, institutions, they are playing with retail. They are telling them what they should do, therefore they do it, and they do the direct opposite. That is very easy. That's how the markets will always work, by the simple theory of Warren Buffett, where he says buy when there is blood on the streets and sell when everyone is happy. Right now, retail is happy. They're having their gains. They made money in their meme coins. They made money in their stocks. They made money if they have reinvested now in the drop. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. And now we're going to see the market really recorrect, because we had a big correction due to the tariffs, due to the overcooked markets, because we are overheated in every market since years, and we need this correction phase. As I said multiple times, Trump has a big plan to lower the US dollar, to correct the markets, therefore stabilize them. But this correction is not done yet. We are now in the re-entry sell. Price came back to fake out and tell people that now it's safe to invest again. Look how good we performed over the last couple of weeks, but this is just a trap. So the numbers show us, technical analysis show us, the market sentiment shows us, and this discrepancy between retail traders and smart money traders show us that the markets are very bearish even though they tricked through the media people to think that everything is good. I truly believe if you are very wealthy, it makes a lot of sense if you have the opportunity to have cash reserves, because once these recessions hit, once the market corrects, and we are speaking here about the recession 2.0, market conditions will cool down. Therefore, it will be good prices to buy real estate, assets in general. So therefore, it makes a lot of sense right now to put money aside as much as possible to really buy back for very cheap prices in assets. When it comes specifically to crypto, Bitcoin, and the role of protecting wealth during this major recession, I still believe there's a lot of upside in crypto right now, because yet we still have to wait for this one day where Bitcoin depegs from the normal economy and starts to move along with their own movements, with their own money, with their own, let's say, contradiction to the market. Meaning that if we go into a recession and everything goes down and everything becomes cheaper and people are getting liquidated, credits are being called back, people don't have money to pay for anything anymore, some of them will start to gamble, because the more you put someone in the corner of not being able to afford normal food, normal services, and they have a little bit of money left, or they make a little bit of money, instead of buying new services, goods, they will put money aside and they will try to gamble it somewhere, and this will be crypto. So I truly see crypto will have a very big upside in the future once we go into this recession. Now, obviously crypto, especially Bitcoin, could follow the recession, also correct, but still, in my opinion, will have more upside. Therefore, I'm holding on cash reserves in the future, but also at the same time investing into long-term good projects in crypto, because I believe in them and I have no problem being in a drawdown for the next couple of months. That's completely okay for me, because I'm a long-term investor, but at the same time I'm using my trading skills that I've accumulated over the last 9 years to trade these markets and these sell opportunities in most of the assets right now, besides obviously gold and crypto. Everything else I'm mainly selling. Bitcoin I'm selling, some of the major plays I'm buying. These are more investments like Ondo and Chainlink. I truly believe right now is the time for patience. It's putting money aside, it's investing into belief plays, things you really believe into, but at the same time being risky if you can, more on the patient risky side, to really take these sell positions, to really start to take profits, especially when it comes to stocks. I already took all profits in stocks 2 or 3 months ago. I'm just patiently waiting, investing into commodities, investing into things that have been very undervalued in the past, which are good crypto projects, because all of the money went into meme coins. Commodities, because we want to increase the industrial complex, especially in America. Therefore, we will need commodities, resources like natural gas, like oil, and so on. With all of these wars, there's a lot of fear, and many people are in a big aggression, in a negative aggression. They don't know what to do. They don't know to buy, to sell. So it's more like a shock. Therefore, we need to wait patiently for good prices and then accumulate what we really believe in. And for me, this is crypto. This is assets like commodities, and especially very strong projects like Chainlink and Ondo and Bitcoin that I really truly believe will really mark out the future and give us extraordinary investment results and returns, but with a good play, with a safe play, because I don't need to gamble. So if I would have 50K right now and I would need to rebuild or build my portfolio, I would put about 25,000 to crypto right now: Bitcoin, Ondo, Chainlink, Solana, and Ethereum, where the biggest position would be Bitcoin. I would use that money, the 25K. Out of the 25K, right, I would put 12.5K, which is 50%, and I would divide it into 5 parts and invest these 5 parts monthly over the next 5 months, just to get a good price, because we can definitely go lower. Shouldn't put all of the money in right now. Now, when it comes to the other 25%, I would divide these 25% in between Ondo, Solana, Ethereum, and Chainlink, and put the money in right now, because we are in very low prices. The other 50%, so the other $25,000, I would buy ETFs that are focused on energy and commodities. I would buy into different commodities such as palladium. I would buy into oil. I would buy into natural gas, because they're very, very low and they have a lot of potential, because again, the industrial complex wants to be built up bigger. That's the goals. That's what we need to do internationally to go into a next very strong economy. Therefore, these prices will increase. My personal signal to really go all in aggressive and buy is when we hit our C targets in the bearish levels. So we are building these bearish levels right now, and then with technical analysis we can see most likely and predict where prices are going to go once we hit these bearish C targets. And we also are in buy targets from the movement up in the past, right? I will buy again. So I will base it on technical analysis, and I will base it on the whole world economy, and especially on fundamentals like wars, if wars settle, if tariffs get cut or eased, and also if the fund rate, or basically the interest rate, is lower, because right now the interest rate is pretty high. We are foreseeing that it will be lowered. That's what Trump wants, and that's very good for the economy, especially US, and then it will look very positive again. But don't be fooled into a market that looks good right now, because it's not. The choice is yours. Stay ignorant or get ready. Drop a comment on how you view the markets currently. And if you want more real talk while the world loses its mind, hit subscribe. The storm is coming, and it's going to be beautiful for those who are ready and have the right information.